Hello there, guys, and welcome back to my channel for the first Premier League match preview of the season. And finally, it's here. It's been way too long. You guys know I'm not a fan of preseason. I'm not a fan of transfer speculation every single day, and hoping for one single day, and then you talk about the same thing for another 5 days in a row. And I'm not a fan. But now, obviously, thankfully won that. Already sustained the first injury of the season, potentially 2 injuries. But Romelu Lukaku is here, albeit not available today. We'll discuss all of that. Of course, we'll discuss against Crystal Palace, and we will also give you our full Premier League 2021/2022 predictions, which should be fun. And then at the end of the season, the plan is to look back on this with Lewis and Pys and see how right/wrong, whatever we were. But yeah, there's a lot to get through. Obviously, your mic is coming in and out, bro. Is it? I hope it's all good.
It just did at the start. It's better now.
Okay, all good. But, just introduced him basically himself, my partner in crime, Mr. Carefree Lewis G. Of course, check out his channel down in the description. First of all, Lewis, you excited as well? Prem's finally back?
Yeah, man. 9 months of carnage is about to start. Some teams are getting absolutely bantered. Hopefully it's not our team. And potentially we could be lifting the Premier League title at the end of the season. Potentially, but we definitely have to be one of the favourites now. R9's back at the bridge. So yeah, I am excited. I haven't been this excited from a Premier League season in years. It's the first time where I think we can genuinely contend for the title. And we actually stand a chance of winning it as well. So I'm all here for it.
Hey, I'm excited. There's a lot to get through, like I touched on already. Pys said it on Twitter a minute ago as well. Pys, first of all, thank you for being here again, obviously. And yeah, are you excited as well?
I am excited, yeah. Less so a little bit for tomorrow, really, because I really wanted to see Lukaku at least come off the bench. And there's a few interesting things he said in the press comments in terms of like people that might and / not play. So I'm still excited, obviously, for tomorrow, but just not as excited as I once was a few days ago. But yeah, I'm still gassed for the new season, bro.
Yeah, no, same. It's a weird one, actually. We might as well touch on that, to start with, I guess, because I still feel like with Lukaku having to quarantine, and that it has been confirmed that he is quarantining, although Tuchel hasn't confirmed until how long, it's probably until Monday. So it puts him into a good situation for the game against Arsenal next Sunday. But with that said, with the photos that we released being very lackluster, just, this fake wannabe like social distance between Marina and Lukaku, and then we have in front of this bare white wall. I'm like, at this point, he's not going to be able to play tomorrow anyway. Why didn't we just announce it like next Tuesday after he was out of quarantine and we could have taken all the fancy pictures? Like, who would have cared?
Because we needed our content. That's why.
But they did give us content though. Like we got was one.
No,
video.
I don't need their content. I need to make my content. Okay. And they were taking too long with the transfer. Do you know how long it was waffling again? It felt like the Haaland transfer for a split second.
Yeah, but they could have done like, I don't know, we've agreed a deal with Inter for Lukaku type thing, and he now has to quarantine, and after that we'll officially announce him. Like they could have tweeted something like that. Do you know what I mean?
What, like the Sancho transfer, where it's like we've agreed a deal in principle or some stuff like that?
Yeah, something like that. And then on Tuesday, hit us with all the content. Do you know what I mean? Because like Pys just mentioned, it's a bit of an anticlimax. You sign your record transfer, the second biggest transfer in Premier League history, and then you can't play him in your first game. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit like, well, meh.
At least it's better than the Havertz one. You just had Rudiger on his iPhone for about 5 seconds, and we've got some Kai Havertz news for you. We've upgraded a little bit, even if it isn't too much.
The video itself was absolutely sick. I can't lie. The video itself was brilliant. I loved it.
But, that was a great one.
Exactly. I suppose we'll get into talking about Lukaku quickly. Pys, I know we were talking yesterday, and it all seemed a bit weird with the whole where were the pictures of Marina taken? How is it possible if he is in quarantine? Obviously, the Athletic in their article said that Marina was in Monaco. And or in Nice, wherever, right? And that's also where, or close to where Lukaku's agent's office is, where he obviously extended that, agent deal type thing. So those pictures just weren't taken in London. I don't care what anyone says; they were clearly taken there, in my opinion. Because if there were a Cobham and it was okay because of a Cobham bubble, they have the press room in Cobham. So if they were at Cobham, they would have just taken the pictures where they always take the pictures. Do you know what I mean? Like, if this wasn't just a random bubble, they could have just gone to the press room regardless. Just disinfect it after, and you're good. So those pictures were clearly not taken in London, but hey, hope at least he can train by himself and hopefully stay fit. Because by the time we started training yesterday, he was already out of training for 4 days. 4 days without training before the season. Man's got a private holiday. It's mad. But Pies, any thoughts you have on him quarantining and whatever else? Or
yeah, not really, to be honest. I mean, it is, I guess, quite annoying considering it's only he has to do it for a few days, but at least he's going to be available next week. To be honest with you, I don't really like to go into too much of the details because I don't really know much about it and, what's this and what's that. But yeah, I guess the only positive for us is that he gets to play next week at least, and just a bit annoying, obviously, that he didn't get to come off the bench this weekend. I think that would have been amazing with the fans and stuff. But yeah, he's going to get that eventually, the homecoming and all sorts and that sort of thing. So yeah, not too many thoughts, to be honest, because as you said, there was a lot of different information. Yeah, I tried to ask a few people, but it was different things coming back each time. So at least we've made a formal sort of statement that he won't be able to play due to quarantine. So yeah, I guess that's that, bro.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Lewis, what about you? Any thoughts you have on that quarantine stuff, or is it just a case of, well, it is what it is, we have to do what we have to do, and we just see him for the first time next week? At least by then, obviously coming out of quarantine on Monday. I'm not sure if it's including Monday or if it's excluding Monday. I presume it's including Monday, so he starts team training on Tuesday. But then that will give him pretty much a full week's training until Sunday, the game against Arsenal. So by that point, it shouldn't be a case of, maybe he'll come off the bench, maybe this, maybe that. He doesn't understand the teammates. Obviously, it takes a little bit longer to fully get to grasp with everybody, but a full week's training is not, it's not too shabby before his first game.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to make the Burnley game anyway. Not the Burnley game, the Palace game, and just confirms it. So yeah, we just move on to Monday. To next Saturday against Arsenal. It doesn't really change too much in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, him being quarantining is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. I thought the UK rules would say that he'd be fine as long as he's in the bubble. So yeah, we move on to next Saturday against Arsenal. Perfect time for him to make his debut. Didier Drogba's second home and everything like that. Perfect chance for him.
That is very true, to be fair. It's a weird one anyway, how these rules constantly change, because think back to January when Tuchel joined us. COVID was in a much worse place. Not sure if I sort of should have said that word, regardless. It was in a much worse state, right? Now. Yeah. Compared to what it is now, right? Even if the numbers I don't know the exact numbers now in the UK, and I don't remember the exact numbers in January, but obviously with the vaccine being out and everything. But Tuchel, when he joined and flew in from Paris, he didn't have to quarantine. Like he did in terms of the public, but he was allowed to enter the sports, the athletes bubble at Cobham with the team. So, he flew in, and the next day he literally, or was it 2 days after that, he literally did the Wolves game as the manager. So I find it weird that was possible in January, and now that we have a vaccine, that's not possible anymore. I find that very odd. But regardless, hey, it is what it is. Before we get to, I'm not really sure in what order I want to do things, whether we'll do the Premier League predictions first or the Palace chat. But let's get to Thomas Tuchel's press conference first, because there are a couple of things that we need to mention. Hakim Ziyech, first and foremost. Good news. Obviously, there was a lot of fear and worry and this and that about his injury that obviously he picked up in the Super Cup. But according to Thomas Tuchel, it's not that bad. He doesn't require surgery, which is a positive to start with. And also he said he should be back within about 2 weeks. Obviously, managers, especially at the start of an injury, are always, try to give you good news. So we'll probably have to end up expecting it to be like 3.5 weeks. We'll see, right? Do you know what I mean? But it's still good. He doesn't need surgery. It's not bad. He's not out for months and God knows what. So, that's good. He should, hopefully be back. Also, it's the start of the season, so we only have 1 game a week. So he doesn't miss that many games, which is a positive. But is he still a drastic miss for us, Lewis? Because he was on absolutely brilliant form, even against Arsenal, but especially against Spurs and then against Villarreal until he had to come off. By far our best player, really.
Yeah, Ziyech will definitely be a miss because he's one of our most informed players. But in terms of the depth that we have in our attack, the only player that I think we would really miss is Romelu Lukaku, because the presence that he brings into the squad, the reason why we want him in the team. Other than that, it's a bruise, but we'll be fine. We've got strong depth in our attack, and we only have 3 attacking places anyway. And we've got Lukaku, Havertz, Werner, Ziyech, Callum Hudson-Odoi. I feel like there's 2 other players I'm missing as well. Potentially Tammy.
Pulisic.
Pulisic as well. That's 7 players competing for 3 spots. So we should be fine. It'll hurt us a little bit because he definitely would have started this game. But it's very likely we would have seen Pulisic. We were just going to see Christian Pulisic start. And it's more about how he plays because he was horrendous in the Super Cup. So I need to see a better game from him.
Yeah, Nims, I'm sorry. Nims talking about an echo. I can't hear an echo. So I'm not sure if the echo is maybe because of you, because I can't hear it. I mean, if anybody else has it, put it in the chat, please.
I could hear an echo. I'm not sure if that was my mic or not, but hopefully it's gone now.
Well, in that case, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Pice,
yeah,
what
about you? Is me.
Do you agree with Lewis in terms of Ziyech? Is it a big miss for us, regardless of how many attacking players we have?
I mean, based off current form, it is for sure. Like, usually if Ziyech was out maybe last season, I'd be like, well, we have other depth and stuff, which we do. But I mean, as Lewis said, or one of you said, Pulisic isn't, playing on the best of form at the moment. So if he starts, he's got to have a big game, man. Like, it's been a while since we've had a really, really big game from Pulisic. So I really want to see that tomorrow if he does start. And I think Mount will start as well. Probably those 2 on the sides, I would imagine, unless Callum Hudson-Odoi gets a run out on the wing, which I would like very much if it's on the left. But yeah, it's definitely hard to predict as well. Tuchel press conference said some people will play 60 minutes. Who do we push for 90 minutes? I don't know. Maybe Havertz will start again. It's all gonna depend on the sort of situation, the fitness, how they're feeling. So. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, but I do agree. Ziyech on current form, it's definitely going to be a miss. But at least we have good enough depth, talent-wise. It's just whether they can perform on the day, which is obviously going to be really needed. Because even though Vieira is more of an attacking manager than Hodgson, I think it's still going to be quite annoying sometimes during the game. To try and break them down. I don't think they're just going to, roll over for us as such. So yeah, I think it will be definitely a hard game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And someone else said there is an echo. So I hope it's gone now. I muted mine and took it back. So let's hope it's better. I mean, you haven't said anything for a minute, Lewis, so I don't think it can be you. I don't even know. But we'll get to that. But Pies makes a few very fair points there. It's annoying, but we should probably be able to compensate for it. I don't even know that much about Patrick Vieira and how Crystal Palace are going to play now. We'll get into the preview part of the video in just a little bit. I do actually want to get into the Premier League predictions first. It's a weird one because I know I just said Palace after, but it still triggers me, so I want to touch on it straight away. The fact that we have to play on Saturday after we played the Super Cup on Wednesday is an already a big FU from the Premier League to us. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you not want an exciting Premier League season? Like, it's like you're asking for our players to get injured. It's ridiculous. Like, how are we playing on Saturday? I cannot comprehend this in the slightest. But the same as the UEFA, do you know what I mean? The reason why the players weren't fit for the Super Cup is because of their UEFA Euro 2020, right? And then they put on a tournament or this game where for absolutely no reason whatsoever you have to play extra time. Like, come on, move with the times. Players play so many minutes, so many games of football every season. Surely just go straight to pens. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I honestly piss me off. From the Prem, from UEFA, from everybody. All these mugs, they piss me right off. Like, I don't even care. Like, nah.
I hear exactly what you're saying, man. It's bullshit.
Also, why was the Super Cup
expect it from? I've come to expect it from them anyway. The Super Cup?
Yeah, why didn't we play the Super Cup between the first 2 Prem games? Why did it have to be before? Like, there's no games midweek next week. There's no reason for this.
Yeah, I have no clue, to be honest. But like I said, I expect it from the FA. We're the first, and I expect it from the TV companies as well, because they could have moved us to a Sunday kickoff and we would have been fine. We're the first champions of Europe to have a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff not on TV. We're the last Premier League champions to have a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff to start the season not on TV. Like, it's what I expect.
I mean, you're at the game anyway, so it doesn't matter that much for you, I guess, but still.
Yeah, but like, there we go. That's yeah, like, I'm watching the game, but if I wasn't, how am I watching it? Obviously, you're fine because you live in Austria and everything. like that.
Yeah, I got to check
I'm
even
doing less
because
away days. So what happens if I miss an away day? It's a Saturday 3 p.m. I'm pissed.
that is true. I mean, I have to check even because obviously Sky Germany decide to show different games, but they still only show one of the 3 p.m. games. Now that there is more echo now, I don't even understand anything of. Do we usually have an echo here? Because apparently not. I mean, Nim says, Lewis, I think it's your mic. It might be your mic. I don't know. But I don't really know what we can do about this now. Just pretend there is no echo. That's the best shout, I reckon. But yeah, Andrew said here, Spanish FA have let Villarreal play on Monday. And we play Saturday. Like, it's ridiculous. Lewis, pound that mic, It's harsh. I know it's
Right,
mic.
is this better now? No, I can't hear an echo now. Let's hope this works. Can't be asked.
It's weird because sometimes I think you're just too close to your mic. But then
But then I feel like if I put it here or something, no one can hear me.
I can hear
like Fata tells me I'm too quiet or some shit on my stream, so I don't even know anymore.
Well, people saying better.
Right,
yes, echo is gone. Brilliant. Love to hear that. But Pice, any thoughts of yours about this having to play Saturday and all of that kind of crap? Super Cup last week rather than obviously in the upcoming Wednesday or something. It's just annoying, I think.
Yeah, it is very annoying, Laurenz. For sure. I mean, we should have at least played Sunday, if anything. Give us an extra day off. But I mean, yeah, what can you do? We can't really complain about it. We just got to get on with it. It's annoying. I'm sure it's going to be a hard game tomorrow. Just the fact, fitness-wise, we looked even really sluggish in the Villarreal game. So imagine what we're going to be like, tomorrow. So it's definitely going to be probably not the best game to watch. But if we can get an early goal, I feel like we can be more sort of conservative, sort of keep the ball, hopefully. But yeah, if we're chasing the game, it's not going to end good, I don't think.
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree. Let me just change this quickly because apparently I can't type. It's like I said, it's just we could have had an extra friendly, Not only would have given us a longer break, we would have been able to have an extra friendly last weekend, not just this in-house, friendly between, all of the players in our first team, if we just didn't have the Super Cup last Wednesday. And then also it wouldn't matter if we played Saturday today. Do you know what I mean? Like you can have a go at the Prem/TV rights, but also the UEFA, because I feel like I can't remember last time when we played Liverpool. But I feel like when we played Bayern and when we played Atletico, we played the Super Cup on the Wednesday after the first Prem game. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is how I remember.
No, you're correct.
That's what I mean. So why couldn't we do that again now, especially straight after the Euros? Like, it's stupendous.
Because even after the United one, we lost 4-0 to United, and then we had Liverpool in the Super Cup.
There you go. Even then, it was the same. So it just that doesn't make any sense to me. But to not make this stream too long, because we have a lot more to get through, let's get this little thing here from the BBC up. BBC, I reckon, not that bad. We can give them a tiny shout out. This is the Premier League prediction. I know I can't put it all on one screen, but basically we're going to predict the whole table. It's going to be fun. Let's see how we're going to be able to agree between each other, because potentially we might have three things, but we're going to have to do it a little bit like the player ratings, where we find, a compromise between the three of us. So let's start with, where shall we start? I suppose 20th makes the most sense, even though it's the most difficult.
Arsenal.
No, we have to try to be realistic, because Lewis, we're going to try to be back here in May.
I'm being realistic.
Fair enough. But let me throw Pies under the bus to start with. Who do you reckon finished last, mate?
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I've already done my relegation with CFC Daily on his predictions, so it's going to be. I don't want to get this wrong. I'm going to go with.
You might as well just say Arsenal too. Yeah, you might as well.
I'm going to go with Watford for last.
Watford, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
It's an interesting one. See, I don't even know who I want to put last, because for some teams, obviously, I have a little bit of a we have a few attachments to a few places. I'm not sure. Watford. Did they have any good players? Did they sign anyone this summer?
They only really have that Ismail Assar, right? I don't think their squad's good enough. Like I really think it's weak.
But their goalkeeper is Austrian and he's great. So
Maybe, Austrian tax put some up a few places for you then.
To be honest, I don't have a much better shout for bottom, so why not Watford? Lewis, would you, aside from Arsenal, would you go along with Watford, or do you think they'll be much higher up?
I think Watford will be thereabouts. I'm trying to think if there's any other options for relegation candidates. We did a video on it a few days ago. It's just not off the top of my head. Brentford,
well, I suppose
Brighton,
you could mention Southampton. Obviously, after losing Danny Ings, sure, they have Broja and they have Tino Livramento, but losing Danny
but I
Ings...
see a lot of Southampton fans who are still very confident for the season. And they say they got a much better squad than a lot of rival fans in the league are giving them credit for.
So why were they scraping it by the end last season? Because I know they finished decent, but they were so high up. There was wasn't they top of the league once in October, November times? Do you know what I mean? And then they came 14th or something in the end. So can't be that great. Maybe Norwich, as much as we don't want to see it. We know how that went last time they were in the Premier League. They finished bottom and went back down to the Championship without saying much, to be honest. Obviously, I'd love for it to be different with Billy Gilmore, but also them having lost Buendia. Obviously, by far their best player last season, maybe alongside Todd Catwell, you could say. I just feel like Norwich having that experience from that Premier League season 2 years ago could help them in staying up now.
Yeah, I'll probably go for Watford as well. I can't really think of anybody else.
Fair play. Let's go for Watford then. Let's go for 19th. This time I'll go with you first, Lewis. I'll do 18th first. So we'll make it easier for ourselves in switch arounds. So 19th, what do you reckon? A Burnley, maybe? A Brighton? Brighton lost Ben White, haven't really signed anyone. They're a good shout for struggling, in my opinion. Brentford, I have no idea what to make of them, if I'm going to be totally honest with you. It all depends on how good is Ivan Toney going to be in the Premier League.
For me, I'm probably going to... Burnley, potentially, but I always feel like Burnley have it in them to stay up every season because their defensive shape is just too solid.
It's true. Newcastle, maybe?
Very underrated striker. Yeah, Newcastle, dash them in because they need to go down. They're overdue.
But they still have Callum Wilson, right? And they signed Joe Willock as well. So it's not that bad. And apparently they're signing
Mike Ashley's still a horrendous owner. Steve Bruce is still a horrendous coach.
Saint Maximin is a baller though as well. I think he keeps them up.
I think he's one of their shining players, but I still don't think he's enough. And plus, he's never impressed me whenever we've played them.
Also, why is he still there? I feel like he's a bit like Adama Traore. The only reason he's hyped is because of FIFA.
It's because they probably played a team through him. And I doubt he's one of those players that could go to a better team and then just be a bit part player. Because he'd just be average.
Let's see how it goes for Buendia, I guess. Similar situation to some extent. But I'm not sure if any of you have heard, but apparently Mexican player Santiago Munoz is on the verge of playing for Newcastle. You know how, the film Santiago Munoz. So that's funny. But what do you reckon?
No way. That's mad.
Burnley or Newcastle or Brighton?
Newcastle.
All right, Pice, would you agree, Newcastle?
What place is this for?
19th.
Oh, I went for Brentford on this.
Brentford, yeah. I just don't know enough about Brentford to really...
I think that could be either wildly wrong or spot on. It's just going to depend on, as you said, how badly, how good Ivan Toney does. I mean, they are very attacking. So for me, it's similar with them and Norwich. It's can they find the right balance between attack and defence? Because Norwich last time, they were really good going forward. They actually scored quite a few goals, but defensively they were atrocious. So if Fark and Falk, I think his name is, if they can both find the right balance, they might have a chance of staying up. But if they're just too attacking, I think they'll go down.
I hear that. See, my 19th shout was going to be Brighton. Like I said, they lost Ben White and they haven't really signed anyone. And Mopay was already they were stringing on to all sorts of things to hang on. But then at the same time, I think they underperformed their XG the most last season. And if they didn't, they could have even challenged for top 6. So maybe I'm being a bit harsh on them.
Brighton, they have the same problem each season. And they haven't put any more attackers into their squad or any better attackers, in my opinion. So I think if they have the similar season, then I think their luck runs out.
Okay, but I'm gonna agree with Lewis and put Newcastle here, just because I don't know. I always find it a bit sad if promoted side get relegated, so that's why I try not to think they get relegated. Just because my local club is one of these clubs, yo-yo clubs that go up and down, and every time we go up, we might go down, and it's depressing. Anyway, so let's go Newcastle. Let's go 18th. I'll go first, and then you can sway me potentially, or not sway me, but overrule me if that makes sense. Now I'm really thinking between Brentford, Brighton, and Norwich. I'm really between those three. Potentially Southampton. Between those four, really. Burnley as well. Bloody hell. This is tough. This is tough.
Yes! Not my block in Matthew Harding. You love to see it. Let's go.
Come on. That is so outrageous, by the way, that Chelsea couldn't finish that rail seating in 18 months.
I hear that, but anyone who can't go to the game now has a refund and a free home game in the Champions League group stage. So, have they really lost? We could draw PSG in pot 2.
Oh, yeah, we could.
It's a good compromise. I can't lie. If that was my seat, I wouldn't complain.
I don't know. I still think sure, they're making up for it. That's all well and good, but still, can we be surprised that Haaland and Lukaku and everything took so long when it can't even finish rail seating? Do you know what I mean?
No, it's ridiculous that they haven't got it done yet. But at the very least, they aren't saying, sorry, guys. Like, they're saying, all right, cool. Here's a refund. Here's a home game in September or something. There you go. We've made you whole at the very least.
It's fair enough. Who am I going to say? I'm going to say, as much as I love Visa, I'm going to say Burnley. You can overrule me now if you both agree on one, but I don't know. But I don't even want Watford to go down at all. I've kind of been roped into them being 20th. But hey, it is what it is. We're here now. So let me go with you first then, Pice. Do you drastically disagree with Burnley? Would you like to go with someone different, or is Burnley a fair enough shout?
I mean, I would love them to go down because I absolutely hate playing them twice a season. But I feel like, as Lewis said, their defensive structure is just really good. Like, they're just annoying. I feel like they'll, finish, 16, 15, something like that. But yeah, okay. I actually went with Southampton for this one, which was quite surprising, some say. But I don't think I might be wrong. It's just kind of it's a different show. I think Danny Ings is just too important to them. And as you said, Broja, Livramento, great if those boys perform, because of the Chelsea roots. But I don't know, man. I'm just not sure they've got enough in their squad. I mean, Vestergaard, they've just sold him. He was brilliant last season as well. I don't know, man. I've just got a bad feeling about Southampton this season.
Yeah, it's fair enough. By the way, guys, we have nearly 200 people watching. If you're new here, please be sure to subscribe. That'd be massively appreciated. Smash the like button. If you drastically disagree with us on what we're predicting here, obviously put it in the chat. If you want to, sway us, overrule us, use the super chat function, I suppose. But, I'm not doing this just for money. Otherwise, I would have just, put Chelsea 10th just so someone to super chat because I'm wrong. So we're not doing that. Southampton is a shout. Like I said, I think there was one of the 4 teams I was considering for it. So, Lewis, are you going to sway us, or are you going to throw a third name in the hat for this?
What, the 17th?
No, sorry,
18th. Yeah, 18th. I'm still going Brighton. I think they really run out of luck this season because I think it's going to be the same sort of season for them. Like, Graham Potter's been there for 2 seasons now? Yeah. 2 seasons now, and he still can't make them clinical. That's something that they have to be able to do as individual players. They have to put the chance in the net themselves.
I'm going to agree.
And they can't do that. So I think they run out of luck.
I'm going to back the Austrian manager of Southampton to somehow keep him up. Even if he might lose 9-0 again. Who knows? So Brighton it is. Although I've been to Brighton and it was a nice away day. I had a good time. We won 4-0. It was a lovely day. So, we moved. 17th. Let's get to 17th. Let me go with you first, Pice. I reckon Pice gets overruling force this time, unless Lewis and I agree. So what do you reckon now, 17th? I know they just about stay up, but do you just have to put Southampton in now if we didn't let you have them in the bottom 3?
I think you have to then, yeah.
I think that's fair enough, to be honest. I think it's between maybe Southampton, Norwich, those type of teams, maybe Burnley, that 17th spot. But I think Southampton is definitely a reasonable shout. Lewis, what about you?
It's between Burnley or Southampton for those two positions anyway. So yeah, I'd agree. Slightly disagree, yeah.
Fair. All right. Number 16 then. Obviously, let's not get held up too long with this whole thing. We're going to be here for a while anyway. I'm going to say... You know what? I'm going to... maybe not. Nah, I'm going to throw Burnley in here. I reckon Burnley will finish 16th. Lewis? Burnley?
Yeah, no, one or the other for me for 16 and 17, so I agree.
Fair enough. Pice, you okay with Burnley at 16?
I would personally go Norwich on this one.
Yeah, that is also a fair shot. I was going to say Norwich for 15th and give the caveat of like they're either going to do well and come like 13, 14, 15, or they're going to come last. There's those two options.
I would swap those two. I would put Burnley 15th and then Norwich 16th personally.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. You okay with that, Lewis?
What?
Put in Norwich 16th, Burnley 15th.
Yeah, because Burnley's defensive shape, I could see that. I'm always willing to put them a bit further up in the table, despite me wanting them to go down, but they'll never go down. Here's what it is.
Obviously, I've never been Burnley away, but in a way,
actually,
I like
to be
them
fair, we're saying that Brentford are going to have a really good season then.
Yeah, I was going to put them now, but yeah. Maybe we should put Burnley ahead of Brentford?
I'm going to say put Norwich a bit higher and put Brentford around 15th, 16th.
You strongly... I mean, you had Brentford relegated, didn't you, Pies?
Yeah, I did.
So, all right.
Oh, man.
Let's give benefit of the doubt to Mr. Billy Gilmore, who
plus, we need some team in West London to be semi-decent, because we can't get a decent derby to save our lives.
It's true. But we're just putting them lower. We were meant to put them higher, mate. So I don't know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, no, Brentford, I think in 16th is a fair shout for them. I think they might flirt with relegation a little bit, but I think their squad should be good enough. And the fans will be the 12th man for them. First ever Premier League season too.
That should be good, to be fair. I'm going to back Norwich, Let's put them 14th. As Jurgen Klopp said, Billy Gilmore, the most talented Scottish players in God knows how long. Was it Klopp that said it? I think so. Which is a bit funny because he has Andy Robertson in his squad. But, we don't take prisoners over here. Let's put Norwich 14th. Why not? And now it gets to the areas of the table where no one really cares. I'm going to put Palace 13th. Anyone disagree?
Yeah. Crystal Palace for sure.
Maybe a bit higher, to be honest.
I think I don't rate Vieira that much.
No, I don't either. I reckon
new manager tax. I was thinking their team looks a bit exciting, but yeah, Vieira might be a bit mid.
They've got, I think, isn't Eze out for a while? Their team's good. I just feel like, I don't know, I just don't really rate the manager. It's weird.
See, I don't even disagree with you, to be honest, bro. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he is one of the first manager to get sacked. Like, it's just a Palace thing to do. You go away from Roy Hodgson like they did with what's his face, De Boer, and then you sack him after 3 days. It sounds like one of them to me. I could be wrong, but hey, we'll see. And ladies and gentlemen, again, if you drastically disagree and you want us to change something, use the super chat function to completely change it up if you want to. That'd be good. But I don't know. I mean, myself and Pice agreed, so I guess it's majority rules, but they could be higher. They could also be lower, in my opinion. So it's a tough one to call. 12th.
Leeds.
Do you reckon?
Actually,
Wolves. Reckon Leeds drop off from last season?
No. Wolves actually first. Wolves are first.
I agree.
Yeah. Wolves that's a very good shout. Yeah,
it's a good shout. Yeah. To be honest, Wolves could be lower. I don't know much about their manager, and they haven't really found a new replacement for Raul Jimenez. I know he's playing again and he's scored a goal in pre-season, but whether he'll be able to be anywhere near the player he was before his awful injury, I don't know. And if he's not with a new manager, with a different goalkeeper, because Rui Patricio was getting them quite a few points during the season, they could be a bit lower as well, to be totally honest with you. I wouldn't be, can we switch them like that? No. I wouldn't even be shocked if Wolves go 13th and Palace are like 12th or something. But I think we're not going to be too far off like this. 11th, I might...
Arsenal.
I mean,
I'm actually being serious at this point.
I mean,
look at all the other teams on there and tell me if there's anyone that you think they finish above, other than maybe Everton.
Everton, Leeds,
I think
Leeds can finish above them.
And West Ham. I think Arsenal could finish above all of them.
West Ham maybe because Europa League tax. Everton maybe. The other two, the rest of them they will finish above Arsenal.
Can I just say, Everton fans think their season is going to be absolutely awful this season.
I know, but I think the stage is also set for
What did you say? Awesome or awful?
No, awful, because James Rodriguez might be leaving because Benitez likes really hard-working players. And, honestly, you should see the reaction on social media from Everton fans. It's awful.
Oh, shit. No, no, RCW, you make a fair point. I just remember that Arsenal have no European football. That might actually work in their favour. Okay, maybe not 11th. If they finished 11th with no European football, that's horrendous. The only reason why I'm saying that now is because I have never seen Arsenal fans so depressed going into a Premier League season. Usually, even with the dead team that they have right now, they're still getting gas. They're saying we can make top 4, we can finish above Solskjaer, we can finish above Lampard, all of that. I haven't heard anything like that in the weeks leading up to the Premier League season. Even they sound like they don't believe in this squad anymore. So that's why I'm thinking maybe it's a bit lower than usual. But maybe, no European football, there's going to be
I don't think they'll make top 4, but I don't think they'll be bottom half.
Yeah, they won't make top 4. No chance. But maybe you see them in the Europa League spots. I might hold off on Arsenal for a little bit.
I just think it's for Leeds, it's going to be a little bit of second season syndrome. That's why I'd put them here now.
Yeah, but where do you see second season syndrome? Because they have a great manager and a great style of play and teams that fit the system well too.
I feel like because it's such a fancy system, I know it's hard working, but I feel like it's almost a bit with Conte or with Sheffield United. Second season, teams have kind of figured it out how to deal with it.
Yeah, but it's not like they just play one formation. If they just played one formation and they just had one plan A and that was it, I'd completely understand. But they switch formations very regularly.
Okay. You've convinced me I'm putting Everton 11th.
Yeah, I'll go Everton 11th I'll go with. One sec, I don't know if you see it because you're on the thing, but someone's dropped a super chat. Nikhil saying, I'm offended. Arsenal is a great team, should be 9th. 9th.
You're a funny man, Nikhil. You're a funny man. I like you.
For goodness sake, man. You know what? 9th might be a fair prediction, but we'll get to that in a little set. But big up yourself anyway, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate the donation a lot, my man. To be honest, actually, should we maybe go West Ham because of Europe? But so maybe West Ham below Everton because of Europe.
I think 10th would be a fair shout for them, to be fair.
Okay, Pies, you agree with this?
It's again one of those positions where it could be either or. It's like Brentford and Southampton.
I agree. Well, West Ham 10th, Everton 11th. You okay with that, Pies?
No, bro. I'd still have Leeds 11th or 10th for sure. There's no way Leeds finish 9th for me.
See, in a way, I agree with that because as much as even if James leaves, Benitez will not have a great season with Everton. I 100% agree with that. But I feel like Benitez is too good defensively to have a bad season. And I think for their squad, 11th would be a really bad season. So maybe I disagree with myself now. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Like he's too pragmatic and good at being pragmatic of a manager.
Yeah,
to be really bad.
He was like that with Newcastle. Exactly,
and he stayed up.
Yeah. And Newcastle fans actually took to him. Like, they love Benitez. It's weird.
Yeah, it is a bit weird. You know what? I'm gonna call West Ham 11th just because of Europe. That's why I'm gonna say that. Also, who's gonna get goals for them? Mikel Antonio is injured all day, every day. So who's gonna score? All they have is Declan Rice.
We've still got Tammy for sale.
If they sign Tammy, put them in. But so far they don't have Tammy yet. So I'm still hoping he goes to Roma. Okay. Then I'm gonna put Leeds 10th to please Pice a little bit. And then I'm going to put Everton. Are we now in acceptance, at least, of this?
Yeah. I mean, they ain't my clubs, so I don't care too much.
Yeah.
Pies is thinking of something.
Yeah, I still feel like maybe I'd swap. No, let's keep it like that.
Because at the end of the day, 10th, 11th, like it could be bloody goal difference that decides that by the end of the season.
They're very hard. I hate these.
They don't even
they're
care.
So hard.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like those are the really, really tricky spots to predict. But now we're getting to the thick of things. Is that the expression? I don't know. I'm gonna as much if I'm between these two now for 8.
Arsenal.
It's just a question, how much do Villa lose because of Grealish? I know they signed Bailey. I know they signed Ings. But first of all, who knows how fit Ings is going to be, right?
Bro,
and
Villa, I think Villa are going to have a really good season. They've got Buendia as well. He's so creative.
But they lost Grealish.
Yeah, I know, but they've bought so well. Like, it's not like they've bought, I don't know, Cantwell or something. Like, I don't know, man. I really rate their signings.
Fair play. Hey, Lewis, I know he will back it, but no Europe in 8th. I think that is a bit harsh, personally.
Nah, Arsenal are crap.
Fair enough. Lewis, I'm sure you back it.
I back it. I'll always back Arsenal slander, but I just have it in the back of my head that without European football, regardless of how dead of a squad they look, they're going to have so much more free time and they're going to not be nearly as stretched as they have been in previous seasons. I think that they might have a really good season.
Bro, what about if he's washed, like Arsenal fans are saying, they've got no chance.
Who?
Aubameyang.
I know, but I think Martinelli's really falling under the radar this season. Like, no one's even speaking about him.
I think he's good, innit? But I don't think he's like getting loads of goals good. Like, I think
not getting loads of goals, but I think enough. Like he will be contributing heavily this season.
What about Tottenham?
Nah.
If they lose Harry Kane, I don't even think they make top half. I don't think
they lose Harry Kane, and they've recruited really smartly this summer as well.
But I
hate that I'm giving both of these clubs credit like this. But
just compare the first half against Tottenham to the game against Villarreal.
I know, but they didn't have any of their new signings. They didn't have Kane, and
I just don't.
They were horrendous anyway.
I just don't think Nuno is anywhere near good enough for a top team.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't think they'll be 8th.
Who else is there? Who else is there for potential?
Villa for me. I think
Villa maybe. The squad.
Where did they come last season? Didn't Villa in the end only come 9th, and that's with Grealish?
They came 11th, but Grealish was out for 3 months.
I mean, okay, so with Grealish, they would have been like 8th or 9th.
Potentially, yeah.
No, but like every season, there's always that one team that does really well, and I just feel like that'd be Villa this season, personally.
Yeah, I agree.
Like West Ham.
All right, Arsenal is. Then you've convinced me. I mean, Pies has convinced me because we're not going to find an agreement here. So let's just put them.
No, I'm all here for it. I don't care.
Yeah, because who would you say, Lewis? If it's not Arsenal, it's
Villa maybe, or who else is there? Is that just Tottenham at the end?
Yeah, I think Tottenham.
Yeah, more Arsenal there. Arsenal there. Yeah,
Tottenham. Cool. Okay, fair enough. I won't put Tottenham any higher than 7th. I don't care what anyone says. But that would mean Villa. That's just not going to happen.
I think they finish above Villa at the very least.
Okay. Villa 7th, then you okay with that, Pies?
If Kane stays, then they'll finish above Villa.
It's true. If Kane and Son, they still have Kane and Son.
I mean,
but even they had Kane and Son last season and they didn't even come 6th. And that was with Arsenal being in Europe.
No, I know, but like, I rate their new defender.
I know, but like, they've recruited a better defender now. They've got Brian Gillen as well. Who's the other brer they got? And I forgot his name, but they've recruited well. And they might still be getting a second striker in to help Kane out too.
Yeah. I just see this Romero guy. I rate him a lot as a defender, but to play for Nuno is literally the opposite of what he's done for the last 3 years at Atalanta. Like, you could not get further away from how Atalanta play football than going to Nuno and Tottenham. Like, it could not be more different. So I'm not sure how great he's actually going to be.
Based on last season's Nuno, yeah, but remember, before last season, Wolves actually played really good football. Like, they were the team you didn't want to go to.
But just because they were so good at counter-attacking and defending, though. And against Tottenham, that more people, and they always struggled whenever they played. And so they always did good against the top teams, right? Because, against the top teams were going to dominate the game and, Wolves could sit back and break. But now that they're at a better team, Nuno, more teams will not be happy to just take the majority of possession. So more of the creative impetus will be on Spurs. And I'm not sure how well they're going to do with that under Nuno.
You've got a point. Also,
but we can't put Villa 6 like that. I don't care. You don't lose Grealish and come 6. Like, Leon Bailey is good, but he's not that good.
Yeah, no, I think Tottenham 6th.
All right. Are we going to go...
Leicester.
Do Leicester finally make top 4?
No. Leicester. There's no chance they make top 4 with the others. No chance.
Wait, we're into the top 5 now, right?
Yeah, it's these 5. You can see all 5.
Yeah, this is where I got roasted on the Don Robbie channel because I said United to finish 5th. Because
I wouldn't be surprised if United finish 5th.
Thank you. So I'm not out of my mind for thinking it. Like, first off,
I think you are.
Sancho has never played a Premier League game, and we know how hefty Bundesliga tax is. I don't care if he's English. He's never played a Premier League game. He needs to adjust to the league.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
also,
you can't tell me
suddenly they're going to win the league under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah,
because
you can't tell me Werner goes from great to absolutely awful, but Sancho is just equally as great. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Exactly. Like, I still stick by what I said. Man United are finishing 5th for me.
I still think it's going to be Leicester, but I think you're not like being outrageous with United.
Everyone thinks Man United are title contenders now. Like, are you brain dead?
I'm going to put them 4th. We're going to get to it, but me and Pies agree on Leicester, so let's put them 5th. I'm going to put United 4th, and I presume you'll be okay with that.
It is what it is.
Pies, would you put them 4th, or would you put them above Liverpool?
No, I'd put Liverpool 4th.
Right, okay.
I don't see it. I think United. Well, if we overruled Lewis at 5th, I suppose me and Lewis overruled you on 4th, Pies, and then 3rd.
Liverpool.
For me, it's Liverpool.
Liverpool. I think they comfortably finish 3rd next season.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I agree. And then, as much as I don't want to say it, I don't think we'll win the league.
I think we'll win the league. Can't lie. I think we'll win the league.
We'll get to the Palace preview in a minute, yeah. But I'm just gonna say this: if we don't sign a midfielder ASAP, there's no chance we'll win the league.
I do think we'll get a midfielder in, though. My thing is, though, for Man City, if they go deep in Europe, they prioritise the Champions League. And I think that's what holds them back. I don't think they will.
So good that it doesn't matter.
No, but we're going to go deep in Europe as well.
I know, but I don't think we'll prioritise. And to be honest, I think as well, it'd be very hard to see us win the Champions League 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Tuchel will want to go for the Premier League more, regardless of whether we want to say it or not. They will go for the Premier League more, and I think Man City go for the Champions League more.
I don't know.
Especially if City get Kane. I know you guys said you don't think Kane will leave Spurs, but if City get Kane, as much as I love Lukaku and as much as I love our team, the likes of Havertz and Mount and Reece James and Chilwell, they need to take a big step for us to beat City, in my opinion.
And also, what if they don't get Kane and they don't have a clinical number 9?
If they don't get Kane, I think we win the league.
I mean, they won it. They won.
Despite us not having a midfielder, though.
Well, I presume we're going to sign a midfielder. Who it will be, who knows? But I think we're going to sign someone.
I don't think we're going to, which is weird.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, put it in the chat. If you think Chelsea will win the league, put 1. If you think Chelsea will come 2nd, put 2. And be as objective as you can be. Don't just put 1 because you're a Chelsea fan. Actually, what you think will happen. Whether you want to put into that thought, do City get Kane, do they not? Whether you want to include that into your thought process, just put a number 1 in there. If you think we'll win the league, put a 2
bro,
in there.
How am I negative? Someone telling me I'm negative, bro. This is the most excited I've been for a season in years.
He was not negative at all. I mean, sometimes Pies is known to be negative, but not today.
Bro, no chance. I just think City are just unreal domestically.
Well, C16 football, you can't just put 15 times.
Bro, everyone's saying we're going to win the league.
Yeah, but that one don't he just put it 6 times?
He's spamming it.
That's not how it works, bro. You can only put it once.
Bro, he wants that league title bad. Oh my god.
I'm still going for us for first place.
Hey, see, back it, man. See, you come second. Chelsea's got to win the Champions League. The Champions League, the Premier League, and City can do what they want.
They can win the Carabao Cup for the 5th year in a row. It's cool.
I have a question for you now before we scroll through everything and see what the people think now. Who would you hate more if they won the Champions League, City or PSG? Who would annoy you more?
City, 100%.
City.
Yeah, I agree.
Bro,
City have been absolutely unbearable since losing the Champions League. I didn't even think that was possible, but here we are.
Yeah, they're calling us like the most average team to win the Champions League, as if we didn't.
It's like, bro, we literally beat you in the final after beating you twice.
And we were the better team in the final as well.
If you look, have you guys seen that post of our XG in each of our Champions League knockout games? It's absolutely ridiculous how much we dominated everyone.
Yeah, Real Madrid should have been 6-0. The Porto first leg was absolute domination, and we battered Atletico Madrid in both legs. We broke
the clean sheet record. Like, we broke it.
And we didn't park the bus.
Edouard Mendy is statistically the best goalkeeper in Champions League history. You love to see it.
You watch as well. When the awards take place, I reckon they'll PR it all for City. 100%.
Yeah, watch. The UEFA awards, none of our Chelsea players will win anything. We'll just watch.
It's a joke. De Bruyne will get midfielder, even though Kante got 4 back-to-back man of the matches, right, in the knockouts and the round of 16.
Oh, don't.
And Jorginho,
and they'll give it to Ruben Diaz as defender of the year or something.
Yeah, they will, because I don't see someone like Rudiger or Aspi winning it. I just don't think they'll win it. Like, I just feel like that goes to Diaz.
On defender, I actually agree that Ruben Diaz, because Aspi got away with the pen against Atletico, so
bro, Diaz is a stripper.
Yeah, but
might be.
I mean,
how was it?
It might be Zuma. You never know for the banter. But Nikhil with another donation here saying 1, so we win the league. We beat City with or without Kane. Hey, this is the hype that I like to see, boys. This is the I will love to see. And our Reeve, our _ Reeve 07 £2 donation, appreciates it, saying Chelsea will win the Prem unbeaten. Hey, if we do that, we're the greatest team in Premier League history, quite literally. And Thomas Tuchel will be the greatest manager in our history. We can then almost
without drawing a third of our fixtures.
Sorry?
We'll do it without drawing a third of our fixtures like certain other teams.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just win 38 games.
Damn right.
Exactly. But ladies and gentlemen, what I've seen, even though we have 338 people watching right now, we only have 83 likes. So you're taking the Michael. Go down below, smash that like button for me right now. It really helps me out. Pushes these videos out to more new people in the algorithm. YouTube just works like that. So please smash the like button. Honestly means a lot. Doesn't cost you any money. Doesn't cost you any time. Literally, you're just listening to us anyway. So if you could do that, I'd be massively appreciated. But yeah, let me just run it through it quickly before we get to a bit of Palace, before we round it out here. Chelsea win the Premier League in 2021-2022. Man City 2nd, Liverpool 3rd, Manchester United 4th. I'm very happy with my top 4, with our top 4 here. I know Pies disagrees, but I think this could be very spot on. I do think Leicester could sneak in there instead of either Liverpool or United. I can't lie. Tottenham 6th, I think are a tad high, but hey, it is what it is. Villa 7th is okay. I just think Arsenal without Europe will be 6th rather than 8th, but hey, we'll see. Everton, reasonable. Leeds, yeah. Leeds will, in my opinion, be somewhere between 9th and 13th. Anywhere between there, they'll be. West Ham, probably about the same. Wolves could be a bit lower. I don't know. Palace is a tough one to call. After tomorrow, I might tell you they'll be way higher or way lower. We'll see. Norwich, to be honest, is a bit more hope for Billy than honest opinion, because they lost Buendia, who is their best player. So maybe we put them a bit high. But I just back the Premier League experience from 2 seasons ago will help them drastically. Burnley, just do a Burnley thing and stay up without being pretty. Brentford, again, I just don't know. Even Tony, if he has a banging season in Prem 2, they could swap with Burnley and it could be the other way around. But if he struggles, they could also comfortably get relegated. You know what I mean? Southampton, I'm just backing the Austrian manager. That's the only reason I'm putting them not in the relegation zone, to be honest. Brighton, I mean, Lewis made a fair point. If they still can't be clinical, and there's no evidence to suggest all of a sudden they will be, their luck might well run out. But I also think if they just start taking their chances, but they haven't signed a forward as far as I'm aware, but if they start taking their chances, they could also finish like 12th because they were really good last season, aside from scoring. And then Newcastle, I think Newcastle getting relegated, even with Joe Willock and Callum Wilson, depending on how fit Callum Wilson is during the season. The only thing I feel really harsh about is Watford last. Obviously, they've got Daniel Bachmann, the Austrian goalie. They've got Ben Foster, who does brilliant YouTube content. So, not that makes them a great team, but, I think it's sick that a Premier League goalkeeper makes YouTube videos. I think that's brilliant. But yes, Jim, hope you're well, my bro. Hope you're well. But ladies and gentlemen, if you have any drastic disagreements, please put it in the chat now. Use the super chat function if you want us to change anything. But otherwise, we're going to leave it at this. I would say Brighton top off. Just because you live there doesn't mean they're great now. I think we're going to leave that here. Let's get rid of that and quickly talk about Chelsea against Crystal Palace. Now, we touched on it already. Hakim Ziyech is out for tomorrow. Romelu Lukaku is not available for tomorrow. And Kai Havertz played 120 minutes on Wednesday. Mateo Kovacic played 120 minutes on Wednesday. The other ones are probably going to be fine. But those two in particular could make us struggle drastically, or those three, including Ziyech's injury. So let me get a different slide up on screen to talk through the potential lineup, because that's probably the most interesting thing. But Pies, you seem to know a little bit more about Palace than I do. So what do you expect from Palace tomorrow?
Mainly just the manager, to be fair, bro. Like, I spoke to one of the Palace fans who runs a Patreon account, and he sort of gave me a predicted lineup. And when I looked at that, I was like, nah, that will be that easy. But I don't know. I just think, with obviously us not having Lukaku, and just, I don't know who's going to play up top. I really think Havertz is influential at the moment as well, and Ziyech. I don't know. I feel like we might struggle a little bit, but saying that, we could win comfortably. But yeah, I mean, in terms of Palace and the manager, it's a weird one, because I did a little bit of research on him like before we came on here, and he is like more possession based, which you don't really see from Palace. They're kind of more defensive, so in that way, it could really help us, because if they come at us, I think we could win, which I hope they do. And all signs suggest that. They like to keep the ball. They like to attack. That's Vieira's sort of philosophy. But yeah, I mean, he does use 4-3-3. But also, one thing I noticed as well, his time at Nice, he used 2-3 at the back formations, 3-5-2 and 3-4-3, which is similar to what we use. So I guess he could match us up, right? Which could be interesting. But yeah, I think in terms of the team,
who would be their three centre backs then?
Huh?
Who would be their three centre backs? Guehi, the Fulham guy, and who else?
Guehi.
Tompkins? Is he still there?
Is it Koyate? Koyate might play at the back.
Is Sacco still there?
No, I don't think so. It depends if Anderson plays. If they play a 3, then I think it'll be Guehi, Koyate, and Anderson. But yeah, it depends on the formation. He's got a few that he uses. It's just Nice fans really didn't rate him, and he obviously got sacked, and it just didn't really go well. It was called boring football, even though they retained possession quite a lot. It was a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, it is a weird one. That's why I'm not sure about them. But hey, let's discuss our team. Gary Cahill left them, Nims. So that's why he can't play at the back, mate. No one knows where he's going. But let's talk through our team before we get into our predictions and stuff. Anders Lewis, do you have anything to add on Palace that you know that we haven't touched on yet?
Vieira's a fraud.
There you go.
Other than that, I really don't know. Benteke will probably score against us because he always fucking does that. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, fair enough. All right, let's get through the team that we think will play / a mix of we think should play, because it's impossible to find a good balance. I think we can all agree that Mendy is in goal, right?
Yeah, Mendy will start.
I mean, for the banter, I would love it if Kepa starts, or maybe if they get a pen, we just bring him on even for an in-game penalty. Why not?
Not gonna lie, there is a small, and I mean very small, suggestion that Tuchel might play Kepa just because of confidence, but I feel like Mendy will start still.
Yeah, I think you'd have to back it as well. Rudiger obviously played at 120, but Rudiger, he has to start, and he will start, won't he?
Yeah, Rudiger will start. I only see one real change in the back three. Like maybe we play someone in instead of Kurt Zuma. Could be Christensen or Azpilicueta out the two, because I think both of them are the most likely to be fit for this game. But other than that, I think Chalobah deserves a start in this match. He was one of our best.
It's a big call. You reckon Chalobah starts again? Yeah.
It was a big call playing him in the Super Cup, and he was one of our best players in that game. So I think you continue with him.
That is true, but for the Super Cup, we didn't really have anyone else fit, right? And now we kind of do, because
like,
Christensen
he was
and
given
got
the
the run
confidence. He was given the confidence that situation. We had 5 subs. We could have easily put Aspi in for one half, put Christensen in for another half if we needed to. And I know Tuchel said we were better technically when Azpilicueta was on the pitch, but Chalobah still barely put a foot wrong. So
Aspi didn't even come on for Chalobah, mind you. Aspi came on for Hudson-Odoi.
Oh, yeah, no, that's it. He weren't throwing a shot at Chalobah. He was throwing a shot at Hudson-Odoi there. My bad. But all the more reason why he should be starting. So for me, Chalobah has to play.
Okay. I love it. Didn't expect it, but I love it. Okay. But instead of who? Because Christensen played, well,
bro,
nearly an hour.
Can I just put it out there? I don't think Rudiger starts this game.
Really?
Yeah, I think it'll be Chalobah on the left side, and then I think either
you can't throw him into a different position. That you can't do that to him.
No, but didn't he play all 3 positions in pre-season?
He's really flexible.
Yeah, I know he can do it, but it's like the pressure. Like he got used to that position now. With our team, with the players around him. Don't throw him in onto complete other side. Play him in the middle, okay, if you want to do that, but not on the left. I would say.
I don't know.
I'm very confident that Rudiger starts. I can't lie, bro. I can't lie. I'm sorry. I'm very confident. But I mean, hey, we can make. Let me use this substitute thing. Pys thinks. Chalobah.
Yeah.
There you go. So, anyways, but Lewis, please fill me in. I know you love Christensen, but you actually think Aspi will be not played for Chalobah?
Either or. Like you said, Christensen played a full hour, so you could see him rested for this game. Yeah, so very likely. So it could be him or Azpilicueta. I'm just saying they're both the likeliest to be the most fit out of all the defenders who are back. Thiago Silva, I think age isn't on his side as well, so I think he wouldn't be as prepared for this game. Rudiger, I think, would have started this game anyway. Zuma, I didn't think was impressive enough for me in the Super Cup for him to warrant to start.
Also, he took him off before Chalobah. Zuma ain't starting.
Yeah, so for me, it's either Christensen or Azpilicueta that replaces Kurt Zuma, and Rudiger and Chalobah stay the same.
See, if we're just gonna for the time being put Chalobah here and put Christensen here, Paul is Reece James hasn't played yet. Reece James didn't come on. Does Aspi start right wing back?
No, I think Cho starts there again.
But like I said, he wasn't great. The opposite. And Tuchel wasn't happy with him. Do you know what I mean?
He wasn't, but he's already said there's no more hiding for Hudson-Odoi this year. So I think he's still going to get given a second chance regardless. He just has to take it.
I mean, I agree. But there's also a case, he doesn't like starting Pulisic, clearly. So, if Havertz doesn't start, and Ziyech is obviously out, maybe Callum needs to start in the front three?
He won't, no. I don't think he will. I think
I agree with you, but
I think wing backs is like main thing now.
I mean, to be honest, in my opinion, it should be James, but I don't know if it will be James.
Right, it's so hard.
Gentlemen, put it in the chat, please. Who you think will start at right wing back? Hudson-Odoi, Aspi, or Reece James? Put it in the chat who you think will start at right wing back. I will take a look. Ayub saying Aspi was dead when he came on against Villarreal. I disagree. I thought he was much better than Callum was. In every sense of the word, by the way, going forward and defensively. It's tough. See, if I'm honest with you, I just don't think Chalobah starts. I can't lie. I just think it's Aspi.
I really think he starts based on his form because he was one of our best players in pre-season.
But he played 120. Do you know what I mean?
So did Rudiger, though. Rudiger.
Yeah, but Rudiger. He's like Rudiger is one of the first names on the team sheet for Tuchel.
So, personally, I don't think anyone who played 120 starts this match for me. I just see that.
Okay, well that's interesting though. Okay, so you think Chalobah on the left, and then you think Christensen and Aspie, and then either Cho or Reece at right wing back, yeah. But you said Chalobah plays here though, and he played 120.
It's true. I don't know. It's so hard to predict the defense.
You're right.
Maybe Zuma plays because Zuma came off. He's more rested.
Zuma. Maybe he was with rest in mind for Palace. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's because we've seen Zuma on the left, right? So maybe Zuma left, Christensen middle, then maybe Aspie, and then Cho right wing back. I think that's what it'll be.
Okay, so Pais thinks Zuma now.
Yeah. And then change Chalobah to Aspie, and then Reece right wing back.
You think Reece over Callum?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Reece, actually, yeah.
The one thing I will say, Callum probably had his best right wing-back performance away at Palace last season.
Yeah, but we need... No. We can't play Cho against Zaha. We need Reece. Reece pockets him every time.
Yeah, but no, last time we played away at Palace and we won 4-1, was it? Cho was right wing-back against Zaha.
But what I saw the other day, bro... Cho defensively on transitions, he was literally getting absolutely destroyed. Like he was getting caught out so much.
It's true.
I don't know. I just think it's a risk to play him, especially when he's not really on form. He was dreadful.
Yeah. I mean, I think these three start. Rudiger, not Zuma. I think these three is what starts. Personally, I just don't know who's going to be the right wing back.
I still think it'll be Hudson-Odoi, but Reece James Reece James have to come off the bench for me just to get him a bit more sharpness.
Yeah, that's what I kind of agree with. But the same would do we start Alonso again then? Because otherwise, the same goes for Chilwell.
See, I
think Alonso, but that's the thing. I do think Alonso starts this game anyway.
Nah, he played the 120. He can't, surely.
Chilwell will start, I think. I think Chilwell will start. Because
I think it will be Chilwell.
You've got to get minutes into the first team. So when else do you introduce him? He's got to start, right? Same as James, surely.
I think Chilwell starts because Alonso played the 120, but I think Cho starts and Reece only comes on.
See, again, I'm going to unfortunately disagree. I think it'll be the other way around. I think Cho's more likely to come on because, especially if we're drawing, more attacking substitute. He's going to be more direct than James would.
No, I 100% agree with that. I'm just thinking of what I think Tuchel will do, how I know Tuchel. He's sometimes not started James when it's baffled me. So tomorrow will be one of those cases where I feel like he's not going to start James when it baffles me.
I mean, I don't think we're going to agree on the wing-backs anyway, to be honest. It's going to be... It might be something.
I mean, I am inclined to agree with you. Like, I would certainly start James. I just have this feeling that Tuchel won't.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. It's so hard to read the guy's mind, man.
If we go more of ideal 11, I'd go for James. So let's put James here just to make it a bit easier. You know what? I didn't even check what people said about RJ. Well, don't have anyone. I can see start Cho. Aspie, Reece or Cho. People didn't seem 100% convinced either, so that's unhelpful. Cheers, boys. But let's get into the midfield.
We won't play right wing back because you need depth in attack. If we were to play Pulisic, Havertz, and Werner, who would we have for depth in attack?
Tammy.
Ziyech is out. Tammy potentially,
and Kai obviously from the bench he'll be okay.
Yeah, and Kai Havertz. So we should have bodies in there anyway.
Yeah. But let's get to the midfielders. But so I think we can all agree Jorginho starts, whether it's this side or that side. Let me put him here for now.
Does he?
Obviously.
Yeah, he will. He will start.
Because
he came on.
I know, but I feel like in terms of match sharpness as well, he wasn't really up there.
Did you see the press conference though? Because he said there is an issue with Kante, so Kante is a doubt.
Okay, yeah, Jorginho's in. Cool.
Obviously, we don't know whether Kante starts. I think the plan was that's why Jorginho came on for Kante,
Yeah, but for me,
What's
if
the plan?
Kante's ever even a doubt, you just rest him because he's had too many.
That's why I'm saying we need midfielders so badly, because Kante's again a doubt. That was, I'm pretty sure, the plan. But now I'm not sure anymore. And Kovacic played 120, the poor guy. So I feel like, does Kovacic even start? I feel like
imagine he chucks Ruben in there.
Well, like
Ruben Kovacic to me.
Ruben Jorginho. Like imagine
Ruben Jorginho, Rubinho.
Jorginho could just sit and then Ruben could just drive forward, but that would be like a wall sort of thing. Like no one
I back it.
That.
I'm gonna go Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho. I don't care what anyone says.
You know what? Well, Kovacic was that bad in the Super Cup that I will back it.
He was bad. I mean, Pice will now hate you. But even if he wasn't bad, he played 120. He ran one of the, like in distance, I didn't see the stats, but I presume he was up there, if not the most by far, considering he played the most. Maybe Alonso, he ran a lot as well. But I feel like it would be suicide to play Kovacic as well, especially if Kante is a doubt. Because risking Kovacic's fitness, if Kante isn't fit, is even more risky.
Laurenz, there's going to be, I think, one or two like changes we didn't expect, and I feel like Ruben could be one of those.
Or what if it's James here, Joe here?
Now, see, in that case, I think Chalobah would be more likely to start DM because that's where he played before.
I agree with you. I agree. I think he's more likely than Reece.
Yeah.
No, but
I do also think Ruben is more likely than Chalobah.
Yeah, because Chalobah's a sitter as well.
First of all, that, and also Ruben has played minutes in that role. Chalobah hasn't in pre-season, so I feel like it's less of a thought process for Tuchel to play Chalobah there.
I'm excited to see this pivot tomorrow because I don't know what he's going to play. It's so confusing.
Yeah. But if it's Ruben here, it needs to be James. There's no chance it's Callum if this is Ruben.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be too attacking if it was Callum.
Exactly my point. Exactly, yeah. As much as I don't want to see it, Timo Werner starts here.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I really don't want to see it, but he will. That is
but I think he's 1,000% nailed on because I see no way that he's going to start Tammy. Like absolutely no way.
No, unless we're putting him out in the market again. But even if he does and he wears the number 9, then it's clear that Lukaku ain't getting it.
Well, he won't give the number away before he leaves. But, I mean, Melly makes a fair point as well. Because of the midfield, whoever starts, whether it's a tired Kovacic or whether it's a risky Ruben, Aspia right wing-back is a shout if you just keep Chalobah.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised James starting because he's got no match sharpness going into this game.
But the same goes for Chile, you know what I mean? But, like, I'm can't
surprised Chilwell's starting too.
No, but
I just feel like 120 must have murdered Alonso. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I mean, though. If you don't start James and Chilwell now, are you like that means you don't play them against Arsenal because
and that also means you sacrifice 2 of your 3 subs. We only have 3. That if you want them to get any minutes, you sacrifice 2 of your 3 subs against Palace for the 2 wing backs, and otherwise we're in the same position again against Arsenal. So that's why I think one of them definitely starts.
They've got to play because otherwise, where do they start getting minutes, right?
Yeah, and we've got such a rough start to the season. We got to integrate them while we can.
You've got to introduce them. Maybe even Silva plays.
Yeah,
I don't think Silva plays. I don't think Silva plays. I don't see that one. To be honest, I'm baffled. I didn't even expect him to go to the Copa America, considering he got injured in the Champions League final. 2 weeks later, I see him in the Brazil squad. I'm like, how's that happened then? I know he didn't play that first game.
Starting, bro?
Huh?
Why don't you still see Silva starting?
Because he's nearly 37 and he needs more rest before he can go again than the other players
do. We'll see.
I also don't think Silva starts against Arsenal.
See, I think if we start saying, no, he don't start here, then I feel like he just will never get games. I feel like he has to start if he's fit.
He will eventually. He might get subbed on in one of them, but it's he's nearly 37. You need to be careful with him.
You need to be careful, but at the same time, I don't see Silva still as like an eventually player. He's a mainstay in this team if he's fit.
I agree, but I think if you play him tomorrow, he's not fit anymore. It's a bit like Kante. Like Kante, and Kante is this weird player, and I quickly have to mention this and talk about this. because Kante is the most frustrating player I think I've ever known in my life for the last 2 seasons. Because when he plays, and he isn't too attacking, he is one of, if not the best player we have, and most influential player we have. But the man just cannot stay normally fit to save his life. Like, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to me. And that's why I kept saying for the last few weeks, I don't understand why we're chasing Koundé before we're chasing a midfielder. Like, we need a midfielder so much more desperately, because with Kante, you just don't know. He might be fit for the entire season, or he might miss half of it again. And then we only have 2 midfielders right now. Obviously, yeah, Ruben and Chalobah, sure, and even Reece James, but actual midfielders that are meant to be midfielders all season long. So Kante isn't injured, dominant, but there's an issue with him, according to Tuchel, after the Super Cup, and basically he's a doubt. We'll have to wait and see how he feels after getting a rest, a night's sleep, and see tomorrow. But I don't actually think, boys, that Ruben starts. I just, it's banner. There is a friendly after Crystal Palace game the day after. That is true. Most of the players from the Euros final will probably not start. The Jorginho definitely starts, and Mount definitely starts. But this is the kind of game that Thiago will play, and then maybe play against Arsenal. But it could also be that this is where James plays, and then you have Chalobah here again, and Aspie here. Because mind you, obviously Reece didn't play super loads amount of minutes for England either, but Chile didn't play a single minute. Chile was basically in a training camp on holiday. That's what Chile did. So, there's no reason why Chile shouldn't be fit, quite frankly. I wouldn't be surprised if it's these two either. I can't lie. Like, that wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Especially if Ruben starts here. But we have to come to some conclusion. So let's just leave it here. We're not pretending that we're going to be right, especially when it's 3 people trying to put a team together. It's even more difficult to agree on something. But let's get to the forwards. We all agreed on Timo up top, right, Lewis? I think you agreed as well.
Yeah, Timo up top.
There you go. Do we all agree that Mount starts?
Yeah.
Mount
on the left.
No. Ziyech is out. Havertz won't start. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, I think
Mount came on and looked. Maybe he wasn't amazing, but he looked sharp at least. So
I think the front three is the easiest up this whole team.
Well, if we say it quietly, maybe Cho, but probably unlikely.
I think if Cho doesn't start wing back, I think he's actually more likely to start than Pulisic, just because I've now accepted the fact that Tuchel will never start Pulisic unless he has to.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, that's a very good thing for the season if that's the case. Yeah, we'll all depend. We'll know how Pulisic is rated depending on the lineup. But yeah, I could see that. I could potentially see Hudson-Odoi, Werner, and Mason Mount. Yeah.
Bro, I just feel like if Cho starts right wing ahead of Pulisic, like Pulisic is just not rated at all for me. Because,
personally, I would, regardless of whether it's Pulisic or Callum, I would rather see it like this. But sadly, Thomas Tuchel disagrees and plays Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi always on the right for some unapparent reason to me.
Yeah, that's true. Like, Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi are both better on the left, yet they both play on the right. It makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it is a bit weird. I think this is most like. Let me actually see the chat. Sorry, guys, I'm on this window of the thing here.
My God, I'm not confident now. Werner up top. God.
Oh, yeah, God. I've got an awful suspicion that it's going to be a very annoying 0-0 draw. But whether it's Pulisic or Hudson-Odoi, probably not going to be the crazy decisive. I mean, Pulisic against Palace last time out was absolutely incredible. So if he turns up like that, hey, off we go, and we're going to be absolutely fine. I'm not saying this is definitely the team that we'll go with. I think there is also still a chance that Kovacic is fine. You know how Tuchel said in the press conference, guys, he will talk to players and see how they feel, and also to the fitness department. If Kovacic is fine, he probably start anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think it's a risk.
If there's one surprise or maybe 2 surprises, maybe Ruben or Tammy, but
no way Tammy starts. There's no chance.
I don't know though, because Tuchel said in his press conference that like they have a good relationship and he's in contention. Like, usually when they mean that, it depends on different managers. When some managers say that, that means that's like a hint they're starting. But others, it just means they're in the squad and available. It depends. It depends on the manager.
He thought it was more important to bring Kepa on for penalties than to give us a chance to score and bring Tammy on. So Tammy is not starting.
I see what you mean, but
do you know what I mean? Like, we could have, if he believed in Tammy scoring a goal, he would have just brought him on and said, I don't even need to think about the penalty shooter goalkeeper. I'll bring Tammy on and we'll score a goal. Do you know what I mean? But he didn't. So that's why I cannot for the life of me see Tammy starting. I'm sorry. He might come on just for tired legs, but I do not see him starting. And yes, Danish Mardini Lewis does, thankfully, which is brilliant news.
Of course, bro.
But we're going to leave the lineup at this. Who knows what we're going to see? It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting tomorrow. But to round it out here, I'll start with my thoughts. Like I said, I do fear that it's going to be a bit of a dead 0-0. This is a game where I'm like, because we're probably going to be tired, don't overcommit. Like, make sure you keep the clean sheet and then hope we score. Don't overcommit and run into a stupid West Brom game. Because I think if we overdo it, we could run into a West Brom here. Or a Burnley, like Pice mentioned in off air. Like, when we lost 3-2 to Burnley and the Conte. Don't take the risk of going 1-2, 3-0 down. Just don't risk it. Don't risk it. You have to almost do a bit of a Jose and be pragmatic. We're not in a great state physically. Let's even see, because City aren't in a great state physically as well. You saw the game against Leicester in the Community Shield. They didn't look good either. Obviously, that's a week ago, and they didn't have a midweek game for 120 minutes. But still, so let's even see what the other guys do. But let's not overdo it. And let's just hope that some of these guys just turn up. Mason, Pulisic, Callum, whoever. I mean, you guys know I don't really put a lot of faith into Timo Werner. But even maybe he will surprise me. Who knows? If Ruben starts, maybe he will just sort everything, which will be great news. Maybe we should just start Zuma for the chance of scoring a header. maybe that's it. But if I'm going to give you a score prediction that mixes a little bit of heart and head, I'll say 1-0 Chelsea. But any thoughts? Plus, then in the end, a score prediction from you, Pice?
For tomorrow, I don't even know, man, because I want to see the team first. I'm just going to go with, you know what, because the crowd's back and we might be pumped up, I'm going to go with 2-0, but I genuinely, that's me being optimistic. I think maybe it's going to be a 1-0 or like a 1-1, more realistic show. I feel like it's going to be a dead game for some reason.
Unfortunately, I fear the same. But hey, if it's 2-0, I'm very happy. Lewis, what about you?
Score prediction.
Score prediction and in general, what do you expect from the game? Like, do you think we're going to go for it? Do you think we're going to be a bit pragmatic because we might be tired? How do you see it all going?
I'm going 2-0 Chelsea. It all depends on the way Palace play. If Palace play that low block, I know we're struggling because we ain't got Lukaku, and I know exactly what the front three are like when they face a low block. But we should at least put one or two of those chances in the back of the net.
To be fair, it is true. If they don't play low block and they are a bit more attacking under Vieira, like apparently they might be, then I think 2-1 or 3-1 even. Then I think we might be quite comfortable with them, and Timo up top could be a thing that works. But if they sit the low block, that's when I'm slightly worried about, a 0-0, or we hopefully win 1-0. That's what I'm feeling. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the end of our beautiful stream here. What I can see is that there's still nowhere near enough likes. Even though we still have 250 people watching, we haven't even hit 150 likes. So go down below, smash the like button. I need at least 150 likes right now. It's literally just one click of a button, right? So just click it. It's great for me. It's great for you because it gets you moving, at least your fingers. I'm taking a piss. Smash the like button. That'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're on the road to 15,000 subscribers. Every new subscriber counts, so click that big red subscribe button. And of course, if you want to become a member, there's a link, a join button underneath if you're on desktop, or a link down in the description if you're on your phone. Or as Marquez Brownlee says, if you know him, he, instead of saying in the description, he says underneath the like button. He keeps saying the like button like subconsciously. So underneath the like button, there's a link to become a member. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every single one of you that has tuned in. I appreciate both Lewis and Pies for coming on. Again, like I said earlier already, we will look back at our Premier League predictions at the end of the season and see how stupid we are. But hey, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea, upwards and onwards. Let's hope we get the dub tomorrow, and I'll see you next time.
Up the Chelsea.